In Northern Ireland, after 30 years of a bloody conflict, the ceasefires were finally declared in 1994. A page of history was beginning to turn, and when the peace talks were announced, we women in the country decided we should be at that table. We had been applauded over those 30 years for holding the communities together, and now we felt our time had come. Within 6 weeks, we went out across the country and asked all the women, will you become involved in the peace talks? 6 weeks later, we got elected. During that process, we wanted it to be inclusive. We wanted to bring Beijing back home with human rights, inclusion, and equality. We reached out to those who, at that time, were considered to be violent extremists. We were the only party to go outside the room to talk to those who had breached their ceasefire in order to bring them back in and to ensure that they stayed in. But it isn't only about the process. Women also know about the substance. Alongside the police reforms and the constitutional arrangements, we also decided that we wanted issues on victims to be discussed and brought in alongside prisoner releases, because often this is what happens in peace agreements. Only the prisoners are discussed and not the victims. Integrated education, the future of our children and young people, the right of women to full and equal participation. We got all of that in. And then we went out to the people. And the women again took to the streets and the villages and asked the people to vote yes. And they came back with a resounding yes. It wasn't easy bringing Beijing back home. We were humiliated. We were told to shut up and sit down. But we refused. We stood up and we spoke out. And we have been doing that ever since. We will never give up.